happens that the hiking pole that I like to use most often is something that's called a PacerPole, and has a very different handle than this. In fact, it was a long time for me to figure out just how it is that I could use my PacerPole as a spreader bar, because here's the handle. You know, it's a wonderful thing, got a grip like so, but how do we center the force is the problem. And so I have a solution for that, and I'll show you that. So the PacerPole comes apart just as this Lucky did. Here's my dowel insert. Slide that in. Push it in and then shove it all the way until we're going no farther, and then twist it as tightly as it'll go until it's completely firm. Now on the other end, right here, we have another piece of dowel that's in here. We need more dowel for this pole than we did for the Lucky. So here is my solution. I've got an SMC aluminum ring. I've got a little bit right here where I'm going to be able to attach my suspension, and I will attach this ring to the corner of the hammock right here in ways that we'll see. As you can see, I've got a bit of polyester cord, 1-inch polyester cord, strong cord. It has a particular topology to it, and it's sewn on. And so, thinking in terms of this being the inside, this is where the webbing has been folded in and sewn, as opposed to the outside. You might think of it as the wrong side in sewing. And with this pointing towards the tree, then what one does is to bring the underside and the overside. And what I have now is I have a loop. This is key. I have a loop right here, and I've got a ring down there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass the pole through this loop and through that ring, and then I will affix the webbing here on top of the pole. So there's my loop. In goes the tip. It goes through the ring as well, you can see. Now we'll pass the pole through, getting closer and closer to the head. And we've got this orange handle. I'm going to pass that through here, get it out of the way. Now we work this up. And now we're getting to the point where we have these folds, and I'm going to fold it up over the bottom palm edge of the PacerPole, like so. And now with a little futzing about, what I can do is I can center the webbing over the handle, over the pole, and so when this is under force, then the force will be transmitted down the center of the pole, and the pole's gone through the ring. And so now I'll put this all together, and you can see that it actually works. So I need to disattach my suspension, so I've got the soft shackle. It comes off. And now I need to attach this ring. What I'm going to do is I'm going to loop this piece right around this ring. So to do that, I need to unhook it. Then I'll put it on this side. And then I'll rehook it. These soft shackles are great, aren't they? So now I've got the topology that I needed, which is to say I've got the wrong side facing me. I've got this little nub that's going towards the tree, and now what I need to do is to reattach the suspension. So here I've got my soft shackle to the rescue, and now I have reattached my suspension. Now before I put the pole in, I've created a problem for myself, and that is I have just lengthened this side of the suspension triangle by this much, and I'm going to have to add that much to the other side because I don't have a way of adjusting the lengths up at the top, because remember at the top one side is buried into the other. So I have an extra piece that I'm going to just add onto this just to cause this side to be the same length as this side. So we know the drill by now. Soft shackle, take that off, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put on my extension piece, another soft shackle, it goes on, and that's all it does. And I'm going to put the nub of the spreader bar through there, and now I can reattach. I'll take this from the top once again. I've got my wrong sides. I'll have this one over the top of that one. And in doing so, that creates a loop. Pass full tip through there. Pass the orange cord through there. Bring these cords right up over the top of this. I want to adjust it, get it centered a little bit. That looks to be reasonably good. I've got my blue tip. It's going to go on there. Right over here. Now on this extension piece, I have made a slot for it so that we can keep the pole straight and parallel with the edge of the hammock. And so there we are. And so this is perfectly good to go. You don't believe me? Well, all right, let's have a look. Oh, ye of little faith. Here we are. The spreader bar is holding nicely, and I could sleep all night. There are some other facts about the hammock you'd probably be interested in. The body itself is 8 1/4 ounces. The bug net, 1.65 ounces. The suspension, which includes 2 6-foot whoopee slings at each end, weighs just under a couple ounces. And the tree huggers themselves are each about 1 ounce. And so that all adds up to something that's just shy of 14 ounces. So that's pretty light. You throw in the spreader bars. Well, if you can dual use your hiking pole, then you save some weight there. You can actually lash a trail stick on at the foot end. You don't need to have something so substantial down there. If you like, myself, I find that the lightweight pole that I carry down there, I can't weigh more than 1 ounce or 2, and so that's worth it to me to carry it along. So overall, it's a fairly lightweight package. So that's my tour of my 2010 summer gear. I expect to be making a video in the future on details of how it is that I put these things together, so those of you that want to make them can. I hope between now and then I get out and have a hike, and I hope you get out and have a hike too. Have a great summer.